Kiwi forever. It seems as though Tom Cruise has been on OT7 forever. Do you think that David Miscavige has been deliberately keeping him on this level to ensure that he will always have something to aspire to in Scientology in order to retain his ongoing interest and motivation? Do you think that DM is using a form of manipulation by holding a carrot that is just out of reach? On that subject, what happens to people after they have achieved OT8? With no higher level to achieve, how does the church keep them involved and make them an ongoing source of revenue? Love both your channels. Thank you. Okay, a couple things. First off, OT7 as a level in Scientology generally takes people years to get through. I don't know anyone who's ever completed it in less than 2 years, and I knew a couple people in Scientology who were on that level for over a decade. And that means going in session with that e-meter and sitting in a room and telepathically, taking care of your body thetans 3, 4, 5 times a day, every day, 7 days a week, no exceptions, for all that time. So they really got you. And also going back to flag every 6 months to get a checkup, to get your refresher, they call it, where you have to pay money, get a sec check, make sure you've been a good little chicken and not looking at the internet or anything like that, or not talking to people like me. So that goes on for a very long time. And one of the things that I talk about in my book on this, about this level, is that the end result that you're looking for as a Scientologist is that your body is supposed to become transparent to you, right? Like with your thetan eyes or something. Like as a spiritual being, you look at your body and you can't see it. Now, I have no idea how that's supposed to work. It sounds completely wacko to me. But that is supposed to be the end result that they're supposed to achieve in order to be completed on the level. They're not just going in and saying that I am cause over life. That's supposed to be also the end result of the level, but there's this other stuff that's supposed to happen, and that's not broadcast all over the world, but that's what's supposed to happen. So you can imagine that somebody might be on this thing for a really long time before they start talking about the fact that they can't see their body anymore. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me either. Now, as far as OT8 goes, let's say a person does finally get through OT7, and then they go and they do OT8, and they then are done. Well, now what? Well, ever since the early 90s, the Church of Scientology has been promising and talking about the next OT levels to be released, OT 9 and 10. And they have been putting out various steps to their members that they need to do in order to be prepared for OT 9 and 10. And this has changed over the years, changed a lot. In the early 90s, it was getting very highly auditor trained. Well, in 1996, that whole thing changed. And so then it was, making sure you've done all the basics, and then also there's this hamster wheel thing going on in Scientology since 1996, where you have to go back and redo things that you've already done, sometimes many times over, because you didn't get it right the first time. Oh, you didn't get it right the second time. Oh my goodness, you still didn't get it right the third time. And so people have gone back and done that purification rundown, done the objective processing. They just go round and round on this hamster wheel. And that has disillusioned a lot of Scientologists, and they have left, right? Because they don't want to keep going on this hamster wheel to nowhere. So that has been one of the problems in Scientology, that does disillusion people, and that they never get OT 9 and 10, and they keep being promised it. So that's kind of the carrot that keeps a lot of those OTs going, though, is this idea that eventually it will be released. So there you go.